Good afternoon. My name is Cheryl, and I come to you today to speak to you about Reiki. So a lot of people wonder what Reiki is. I personally am a Reiki master. I've been certified for over 2 years now. I started my Reiki journey about 3.5 years ago. I was formerly a hairstylist for 25 years, and I was finding, like a lot of hairstylists know, that many of my clients were coming in to see me. And if you can understand a hairstylist, we are essentially an underpaid psychologist. Many times we have people sit in our chair, and it has nothing to do with their hair. It has everything to do with their heart. So sometimes they'll sit in our chair and they'll start crying. Now, for a while there, I had a lot of clients coming in to see me that were going through a divorce or personally a life-changing event. I was essentially their channel and their comfortable place to come to open up, all the while I styled their hair and listened to their troubles. Well, needless to say, after a while, especially 1.5 years of a lot of clients going through divorce, I started to experience a really draining effect. And that is when I decided, Cheryl, you're either going to continue doing this and feel drained, or you're going to change the atmosphere. And it is from my good friend and watching her go through her level 1 and level 2 Reiki training that I decided it was time for me to take Reiki. I wanted to be able to control the energy and the emotions in the room. And without it, I really didn't know how, besides listening. Which is a beautiful thing to be able to do too. But I wanted to help change these people's lives and help change their emotions and just help balance them a little bit more while they were in my presence. So I started on my Reiki journey. Reiki is a beautiful healing energy. It's something that we learn. So we go through 3 levels of training. In each level of training, we ourselves have to heal parts of us that are not healed, parts of our inner child, parts of us that have experienced trauma. For we cannot heal anyone until we heal ourselves. Are we ever fully healed? No, it's a continual evolving process. Just because we're healers doesn't mean we're perfect. We're always on the path to enlightenment. It's always a journey, and we're always learning with wonderful, wonderful people to teach us what we need to know. So with each level of Reiki, the Reiki practitioner receives an attunement, and that attunement is essentially a transferring of gifts. Reiki was started from a man in Japan that wanted to know how Jesus healed people. If you think of Jesus, Jesus was a healer. He came here to earth to heal people. I'm not negating who he was at all. What I'm saying is there are people out there, and everyone has this power that can heal people. Reiki operates on a system that our body has its own natural energy centers. 7 of them. 1 starting up here at the crown. This is called the crown chakra. 2, the third eye, the one between the brows. This is our intuition. The crown is connection to source. The throat, which is the one that helps us speak our truth. See, we can speak our truth without being hurtful. We can be direct and assertive without hurting the other individual. A lot of people struggle with this, and a lot of people choose not to speak their truth. In Reiki, this is what I've learned, is the people that have these blockages develop illness. For example, thyroid trouble. Very often the people who have thyroid trouble are people that are holding things in way too much, and you need to let it out in a loving and kind manner. And then next from the throat chakra, we have the heart chakra. Self-explanatory. The heart chakra represents our ability to give and receive love. Many of us will give it freely, but all too many of us won't allow it in. And this is what we really need to work on with humanity. Even as healers and givers, we can become ill if we're giving too much and not allowing it to come back in and receive. So my message to you today is be open to allowing it to come in as well as giving. And then next down from the heart chakra is the solar plexus. This is the area right between the ribs. It's yellow in color. This is our sense of self, self-esteem, self-love, self-worth, how we feel about ourselves. It's also where fear comes from. And then next down is the sacral chakra. It's orange in color, right between the hips. If you think of it in the male and female area, it's where all the sexual organs are. This is our power center. For women and men, it's your sensuality, sexuality, all of that whole center that operates that power. So this is where we get our personal power from. Very often, if you're not active, then that area will be off. So it's very important to keep all of the chakras healthy and open. Next down is the root. This is the one that is between our legs in the perineum area, and its color is red. This is our connection to earth. Very often people who are dreamy, water signs, air signs, they're very often, their heads are in the cloud and they're not very often grounded. Very important to stay grounded. So when the root chakra is off, this is when people experience accidents. They injure themselves. They're just not feeling grounded. They're not here, they're not present. So it's very important to stay grounded. Those are the 7 chakras. And that is what I work with when I do Reiki. What I do is I read your chakras. I see and feel which ones are blocked or off. They're never fully closed. And then I clear them energetically. So I work above the body, a little bit of hands-on, but mostly above the body in your auric and energy field. And I clear those blockages. I also put in affirmations. I use essential oils to help bring those chakras up. And then the ones that are low, I will go in there and I will raise them up and strengthen them. And then I will balance your auric field, connect to source, and this is where I do my channeling. So I work on the crown chakra, which is the head, and I ask for messages strictly for you, the client, to help you move forward in life or anywhere you may feel stuck. And then I relay that message to you. Now you may ask, who am I connecting to? I'm connecting to Source, Creator, God. That is what Source is. So for the people that don't believe Reiki is a spiritual, religious practice, every time I do a Reiki session, whether it be on a client or myself, I connect to Source. Source flows through me. Source flows through you. Source is everywhere. All we need to do is be still and allow it to come through. People that have done this, people that have done meditation, have realized that connection. They know and they feel that connection. And they will agree that that connection is a beautiful, peaceful feeling and powerful. We all have it in us. Someone who's had a Reiki session can expect to feel very calm, centered, and relaxed by the end of the session. And this can last for a week or more. It usually helps them move forward in their life. I never really prescribe a set amount of Reiki sessions for any of my clients. What I do though is I recommend that they come as a need-to basis. So when they feel off emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, it's a good time to come and get Reiki. So I invite you to try it out. Visit my Facebook page at New Dimensions Inc. And I hope to hear from you soon. Namaste.